So, we should be live, I think. Should be. Doesn't mean we are. I need to make sure I mute myself so I don't get echo during this whole thing. That's probably a smart idea. Always forget to do that, but not this time. Alright everybody, so welcome back. If you are watching, I am level 15. I'm actually almost level 16. I forgot just how much XP I got last night trying to do this Warlock the Dervish quest, which I was unable to complete. Hello Walter Wilk, how's it going, buddy? We were able to kill like hundreds of these guys around here. Yeah, look at how many people are waiting for this one spawn, Warlock the Dervish. So I'm gonna say invite for Warlock. Hopefully someone will invite me. It's not guaranteed. This group might be full. Oh, there we go. He spawns, and I'm just unable to hit him. And that's no good, so now we're gonna have to wait for the next one. Good, good. How about you? I'm doing pretty well. Just picking up where I left off last night. We got to almost to level 16, as you can see, on the Warlock. Trying to get him to maybe 18 or 19 by tonight. So we can do Wailing Caverns. Because I think that would be fun. And potentially very painful. Kill Kolkar to make him spawn faster. I'm aware of that guy, but unfortunately, this quest takes forever. I've considered abandoning this quest, but we're gonna rough it out, I think. Maybe we will go do the Angry Scythe Claws, because Warlock the Dervish just spawned, and who knows how long it's gonna be till he respawns. So, we'll do this quest in the meantime. And by the time we're done there, he should be getting close to spawning. In theory, anyways. Sounds good. Yep, it's pretty good, man. Just having some fun over here on the Nostalrius. Nothing too serious because I won't be keeping this character when Elysium launches on January the 7th. That's where I'll be switching over to full-time. But from now until then, this is just a fun guy to mess around with. And get lots of hyenas aggro to me, apparently. Try to get a soul shard here from this guy. There we go. I need to summon a health stone for a tight spot in the future that I'm sure will be occurring. Alright, so we're going to do this quest right here, the raptor nests. Require sunscale feathers, so I'll have to kill a few of these raptors. But, bye Janice. Janice is leaving now. Say goodbye to Janice. No one knows who Janice is. Once we complete this quest, it should be enough time. Will you still be playing Warlock when Nostalrius comes out? Yes, Walter, I will. I'm actually very excited to be playing Warlock when, well, this that I'm playing on right now is Nostalrius, but it's Elysium that's coming out. It's kind of confusing if you're not in the up and up about it. But yes, I will be still playing Warlock when Elysium comes out. I'm really excited to because I've never played Warlock before. This is what you see right here, my level 15 Warlock. This is as far as I've ever gotten on Warlock. I know pretty much next to nothing about this class. I've been playing the game for 12 years. I've been playing the game since I think the third week the game came out in 2004. but I know a lot about a lot of classes. I know... Come on, I can't tag any of these things. I know more than most people should about most of these classes, but I don't know next to anything about Warlock, so it's a pretty fun experience learning the different spells and abilities. Obviously, I know them, right, from PvP and from playing with Warlocks, but I've never played one myself. We are killing these guys, and they just don't have any loot for us. We need some raptor feathers here in order to complete our quest. I love watching this because I'm actually kind of a Warlock main. Well, if you have any advice for me, please let me know. I like to consider myself as a pretty decent player, right? But with that being said, it's a new class that I've never played before, so I'm sure there's a lot of things that I am not familiar with yet. Oh, do I have a Sunscale feather? Oh. You guys, I'm stupid. It's a quest item. So I already had the feather that I needed. I was just killing those raptors for no reason. I was under the impression that I was still... Oh. No, I don't have any more. So I do have to kill more raptors. Even with Questy helping me out here, sometimes it's still a little bit of investigation needs to be done before you can determine how to do these quests in vanilla. Watch Kobrak. Does Kobrak, is he a vanilla WoW Warlock, Walter? I was really surprised when I looked at the statistics for what people play on Nostalrius, what people are planning on playing in the Elysium, that Warlock is so underrepresented. They do great DPS in raids, in PvE. They're great in PvP. I mean, Warlock has a huge PvP toolkit, right? And they're really underselected. No, now that I think of it, so he's a live Blizzard Warlock, which is fine, of course. But I'm more interested in learning about vanilla WoW when it comes to the Warlock class. Oh boy, these raptors are camped. There we go, there's one. We're gonna have to do our best to get a tag on these here. Hopefully the feathers that drop are 100% drop rate, but there is no guarantee that that's the case. There we go, we got one. Maybe they are 100% drop rate. That help us get out of here. Oh. Too late on that one. We have 2 of the 3 nests. We just need 1 more. And should not be too difficult to eventually tag one of these raptors. Just gotta wait until one comes out. Should probably go save Mankirk's wife while we're over here, to be honest. The overarching theme of everything we're doing is we are waiting for Virag the Dervish to spawn. I know he has a very long spawn time, so we're trying to kill time in between his spawns. Like, when I say very long spawn time, I mean probably like 15 or 20 minutes on average. So we are trying to knock out 1 or 2 quests and then return to where Virag will be. And we'll have accomplished a lot more than we would have if we just stood there and waited for him, right? If you could only play Vanilla or Legion, which would you pick? I'd actually pick Vanilla because it's fun playing in old WoW. I probably would do the same, Walter. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy Legion, because I do. WoW... Yay, a streamer with a small audience. Hello, Thomas. How's it going, buddy? It's very hard. So I just started up a YouTube 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? And I make some videos. They're pretty shitty quality, but I'm trying to get better. Where I basically give my opinions on, you know, Vanilla WoW and Legion. And a lot of people are very opinionated when it comes to World of Warcraft. That if you do not say the exact thing, like if their favorite expansion is MOP, and you do not say, my favorite expansion is also MOP, they're gonna blow you up. They're gonna blow you up in the comments, and they're gonna blow you up with the thumbs down because you don't prefer the exact thing that they prefer. It's kind of it's weird. So when I say that I prefer Vanilla WoW to Legion, it's not to say that I want to bash Legion, because I think Legion is pretty fun. Come on, I'm not gonna get this guy, am I? I'm at the wrong place in the wrong time. We should get a raptor spawning over here pretty soon. I love to chat with this type. Well, I'm glad to have you here, Thomas. I do my best to read everybody's comments, because I don't know why would anybody want to watch me if I didn't read what you have to say, right? It's kind of boring. Just need one sun scale feather. It's going good. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Thomas. Boy, this hunter just moves too... He has that instant cast auto attack with a range on it. It's hard to tag the mobs when you're going up against that. Here we go. This one's out in BFE, and we should be able to get the tag on it. Or not. It's rough. Come on, I gotta get at least one of these boys. Here we go. There we go. One thing that's kind of annoying, it's the delay. Yeah, when I read what you guys have to say, it'll be a little while before you hear my response, but there's really nothing I can do about the delay. And I apologize for that. No loot for that raptor. Nothing much, waiting for tomorrow when I play WoW with a couple friends. That sounds like a lot of fun, Thomas. Real life friends? Or friends from the internet? Both are good, just wondering. So we're trying to get one last raptor. You guys are watching me fail at tagging them. But a warlock will invite this person. Hello there. Might help us with getting a tag. I noticed one thing about playing on this Nostalrius is people are like ridiculously friendly. Poongoon, what is a nice leveling group for 3 people? I mean, what classes? Well, Thomas, this person says, are you the keeper of the poon? Yes, I am. LOL. Okay, so if you have 3 friends, and the question that I would have for you would be, are you guys going to be together all the time when you're leveling up? And if the answer to that was yes, I would definitely say one of you should be a warrior. Warrior can be really hard to level up on its own. But if you are a warrior, you'll have instantly a tank for any of the dungeons that you would run as you level up. And of course, I would probably pair that with a healer, but maybe a hybrid healer, like a shaman that can do some DPS as well, and then a pure DPS for your third friend. That sounds about right to me. So a warrior to tank, a hybrid healer slash DPS to heal the 5-man instances and to do DPS while you guys are doing world quests, and then a pure DPS. I think that would be a pretty good leveling team. And the warrior wouldn't necessarily have to go protection either. You could do like a mix of, you know, offensive and defensive talents as you level up to help the questing go smoother. Alright, we've got 2 Sunscale Screechers here. Finally, our luck has come up. And with any luck, we'll get a feather from one of them. Got it, boys. We got the feather. We will visit the yellow raptor nest. And our quest is going to be done. Say all set. Thanks a bunch. Alright, that's another quest complete. And now we will infamously visit Mankirk's wife. Thanks for the tip. You're welcome. And I mean, it all depends on what you want to do. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to. I would also suggest picking classes that you guys will enjoy playing once you reach level 60, of course. Because if you don't do that, you're going to run into a bad time. So, let's go talk to Mankirk's wife here, who is dead, I'm pretty sure, unfortunately. R.I.P. Oh boy, we just aggroed. Is it possible to do Nax in the server? It will be. Nax is not released yet, though. On the server that I'm currently on, there's only Molten Core and Onyxia are available. Blackwing Lair is coming soon. And eventually you will be able to do Nax, but they release the raids, 1 raid at a time, just like if it was real WoW. You know, retail version of WoW. Which is really cool. It's about as accurate as you can get to the actual World of Warcraft release. All the way back in 2004, 2005. We got a pattern for fine leather gloves. Alright. Let's hop the crate here. Let's try to hop the crate here. There we go. Mankirk's wife. R.I.P. And now we will go check on our boy Virag the Dervish again. Who, I mean, he's really a real pain to get. His spawn time is just so long. And you can kill a centaur in the area to make him spawn faster. But it's really long. I mean, alright. Stone Talon Mountains. I think we are going to be going to Stone Talon Mountains on this character. Pretty soon here, actually, we'll be going to Stone Talon Mountains. The reasoning behind that is, so this is a practice character. This character is in no way going to be my main or somebody that I play all the way to 60. This is a practice character that I am playing on to simulate the Elysium server that's coming out on January 7th and practice for it. So I am imagining what zones will be best to go to that will be populated with the least amount of players, because there's going to be thousands, tens of thousands of level 1 characters. The Barrens is going to be mobbed with thousands of players. I might not even go to the Barrens. I might level up in Silverpine Forest when I'm around level 12, 10, 11, 12. But I think around this time, I will be going to Stone Talon Mountains because it is basically the redheaded stepchild of zones for the late teens, early 20s levels. Stone Talon Mountains is not often picked. Most people go to Ashenvale. A lot of people go to Hillsbrad Footholds around this time. And I will be going to Stone Talon Mountains. I'm not very familiar with the quests there, so it'll be good to practice them. But if Nax comes out, is it still going to be a pain in the ass to find a big enough group and then get the goodie gear to even do the raid? Yes, Walter, it will be. Oh, man. Oh, we got into the group here. Oh, we got into a big group. We're not supposed to kill this guy. I'm famous. This person just asked if I was on YouTube. That's funny. Don't you need 8 tanks to do it? Walter, you need 8 tanks to do the 4 horsemen. I think up until the point where you're on the 4 horsemen, you only need 4 or 5 tanks for most of the encounters in Nox. But 4 horsemen definitely requires 8 tanks. I never played vanilla and I actually enjoy it more than recent expansions. Is that weird? Oh, this guy's just trolling, man. When I seen him shout that, I thought the thing was coming out. Again, people like WoW players, the WoW community is so opinionated that it's really hard for me to express my feelings about the game because I always feel like somebody's going to be coming in to flame me. But I like Vanilla WoW more than any expansion that's ever come out for the game. And I've played the game faithfully for 12 years. The only expansion I did not play in, I got kicked out of the group. The only expansion I did not play in was Warlords of Draenor because I got kind of sort of fed up with the game late in MOP. MOP was a pretty good expansion, but at the very end they drug things out so much with the Siege on Orgrimmar raid, right? Siege of Orgrimmar came out, and then there was no new content for like 8 or 10 months. So I got a little bit tired of the game around that point in time. I stopped playing. I didn't play at all during Warlords of Draenor because I heard bad things about it. And I started again during Legion. And I enjoyed Legion. There we go, I got into a group again. What about Wrath of the Lich King? One of my favorites. I liked Wrath. So pretty much, and again, please guys, it's just my opinion. I preferred Vanilla the most. Burning Crusade would probably be second. Wrath of the Lich King would probably be third. Because things, to me, the community was progressively deteriorating during this time, but it was still pretty good. And then Cataclysm came out, and Cataclysm was a terrible expansion. Cataclysm was probably the worst expansion that WoW has ever had. Cataclysm would rank the lowest for me. Oh, we didn't get Virag the Dervish, boys. We tried to hit him. Yeah, Cataclysm ranks super low for me. And then there is MOP. MOP would probably be my 4th favorite. Well, yeah, probably my 4th favorite. You know, underneath Wrath of the Lich King. And then Legion would be underneath MOP. So the worst 2 would be Cataclysm, Warlords of Draenor. The ones that I think are alright is MOP and Legion are alright. And then the first 3 are my favorite 3. Vanilla, Burning Crusade, and Wrath of the Lich King. Oh, 30 kills are needed to spawn this guy. That's why this takes so long. So we're just going to kill some mobs here to speed up the process and get a little bit of XP while we wait. I've been kind of unlucky with being able to tag Virag. I don't have any ability that I can instantly cast and immediately do damage to somebody. Even my wand has a wind-up time of about half a second to a second. I just don't have any, you know, like, immediately do damage to the target ability, so that makes it kind of hard to tag these mobs when they're this contested. You know, you've got 10 people waiting around to tag Virag the Dervish. Chances are, unless I can get a bead on him really, really soon, I'm not going to be able to tag him. If you guys are just stopping in, hello. I thank you guys for checking out the channel and watching the stream. We are leveling up on Nostalrius PvE. This is a practice character that I'm leveling up for fun. For when Elysium comes out on January 7th. Kind of plotting out my moves for when that happens. There is a human paladin here, Uncle Phil. Hello, Uncle Phil. Here. So this guy in the group is saying that 30 of these Kolkar must be killed in order to spawn Virag the Dervish. Tell them, careful, many others here waiting. Because my group has gone to the other side of the lake to kill Kolkar. How long have you been playing WoW? I have been playing WoW since 2004, Walter. I was 13 years old. I played all the way through. Well, I've taken breaks. I've taken breaks sometimes for like 6 months or so. Sometimes for even up to a year. Warlords of Draenor, I didn't play for the entirety of Warlords of Draenor. That's like a year and a half or 2 years, right? I've been playing for a long time. Alright, so we have the pet set to aggressive. This guy has a Searing Totem here. So I think it's just a race to see who will be tagging this first. I really wish my group would get up here. I really wish my warrior would not be dead. He's dying. Hopefully we can get the tag on Virag. I think he's about to spawn within about a minute or so here. I have the Warlock pet set to aggressive, so when he pops up, hopefully he'll melee him right away. Oh, that was just a blood charger, but we got the tap on it. So if that were him, we would have succeeded, but it was not him. why I'm running away. We need to stand right here and not move. Two times now I've missed the tag on this guy, so we're really hoping that we don't miss a third, right? 'Cause that would be rotten. This warrior in my group is on the other side of the lake. I don't... Oh, now he's headed back. So, hopefully we can get this Varrock guy here and get out of this area. There's Kolkar booty. Somebody else is gonna snag it. R.I.P. This warrior in my group just says, "Don't kill him when he spawns, just tag him and wait till I get back." There's like 10 people here at least. That's not gonna happen. Another Kolkar blood charger. I'm getting the tags on these things though. That's good. This is probably the worst quest in the Barrens, honestly. I would skip it. I probably should skip it if I was being smart. The reason why I haven't skipped it is because there's a ring as a reward at the end. And I kind of sort of want the ring. But yeah, guys, if like January 7th, when January 7th comes around and I'm playing on the Elysium server, I'm not going to do this quest. I'm not going to do this quest. As you guys can see, look at how many people are camping this guy. And it's going to be even, like, much, much worse come January 7th. There's no way you're going to be able to tag this guy. When you see this quest in your inventory, I would advise either deleting the quest out of your quest log, or, I mean, hold on to the quest in your quest log, and as you run by, maybe see if you can get lucky, but as you guys can see what I'm having to do here, it's not worth it. It's a big waste of time. I could be getting more XP elsewhere, but we're just roughing it out for right now. Like I said, I'll give it one more chance. So when he pops up, if we get him, we get him. My pet has tagged everything that's spawned so far. But if we don't get it, then we're going to move on. Is the Barrens the only place that's so crowded? No, Walter. Blood Charger again, but we tagged that one too. Getting the tag on everything. No, Walter. Pretty much all of the starting areas are going to be crowded. Literally all of them. Ooh, pull my pet back. I don't want him out there. I don't want to make it sound like a horror story. But when the Fresh Start server comes out, all the beginning areas are going to be jam-packed with players. Right now on the Nostalrius PvE, it's not too terrible. You can see that there's clearly a crowd here waiting for this quest mob, but it's just because this one particular quest, it's kind of poorly designed. The respawn rate on it is terrible. And it has nothing to do with the private server. This is actually just how the quest was in Vanilla WoW. Just waiting on Varrock the Dervish here. If I had been standing right here like I am now with my pet on aggressive, I would have tagged him last time he spawned. I wasn't thinking. Just tabbing out real quick, everybody. The stream might drop a frame or two. Don't freak out about it. It'll be better in a moment. Okay. I'm gonna give this about 2 minutes. And if he's not up in about 2 minutes, we're gonna move on because it's kind of a waste of time. So just remember this. If you ever start a fresh character... Nope, that's a Kolkar Blood Charger. It's not Virag the Dervish. I am tagging them, as you can see. Anything that spawns here, I've tagged for our group. The pet is the true hero, it really is. Everything that spawns, I'm tagging in front of all these other people. But, I'm gonna tell these people. Pet is tagging everything that spawns here. I mean everything. Just a matter of getting him to spawn. Just a matter of getting him to spawn, and that's the hardest part. I really feel like I'm going to end up not doing this quest, and I really wanted to. I think the ring is like 1 agility, 3 stamina. Of course, the agility isn't good for a warlock, but it'd just be nice to have a ring. Because you don't really get jewelry until your late 20s and 30s in this. Rings, necklaces, trinkets don't come until even later than that. It's looking like we're gonna leave. Fuck. I know as soon as I leave, he's gonna spawn too. That's the most frustrating part about all of this. I want to be moving along so bad, but I know as soon as I leave, he's gonna show up. Alright, I'm looking at the clock. Yeah, something just spawned, but it wasn't him. We're gonna go, guys. Too much time wasted. Too much time wasted. And he will spawn, like, watch, right as I'm walking down here, he'll pop up. But that quest, just remember, boys. Virag the Dervish. Go to the Stagnant Oasis and kill Virag the Dervish. Yeah, that one can go right in the trash. Alright, so we do have some quests to turn in. We have the Stagnant Oasis, the Angry Scythe Claws, and Lost in Battle, where we found Mankirk's wife. 3 quests to turn in. That'll put us up to level 16. And we are well on our way to getting up. My goal today was to get up to level probably 18 or 19 and do Wailing Caverns tonight on the stream. And it's looking like we're on pace for that. For anybody who's watching, hello. I hope you're doing well, guys. Feel free to comment or converse in the chat if you'd like. And if not, there's no obligation, clearly. And I hope you're enjoying watching. I'm having fun playing on the Nostalrius for sure. Be right back, grabbing a drink. No worries, Walter. So turning in these 3 quests for sure is going to put us up to level 16. I can see it's looking like I have some feeder quests that will feed me into Ashenvale and feed me into Stone Talon Mountains. I'm highly considering heading into the Stone Talon Mountains pretty soon. There's level 18, 19, 18 quests available for me there. Hey Poongoon, hey, how's it going, buddy? Jug Jiffa. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to pronounce your name. I apologize. But hello. How's it going? Alright, boys, let's cash these in. The Stagnant Oasis completed. Bring 8 Altered Snapjaw Shells. See, that's a reasonable quest we can do pretty easily, right? We're also going to take for our new talent point, because we just hit level 16, I apologize. We are going to take Improved Life Tap. That's going to give us more mana back when we life tap. Very important. Let's cash in the Angry Scythe Claws. That quest is feeding me into Camp Tarajo. What else do I have to turn in? Oh, Mankirk. No problem, the name is gibberish. Fair enough, buddy. I think it's Lost in Battle. Yep, R.I.P. Mankirk. And now we are at a point where we must choose which quests to do next. So we can do Stolen Silver down here, Stolen Booty, Stolen Silver, Altered Beings. So those 3 are all kind of in the same area. And I want to do the Guns of Northwatch, but, well, it's orange to me. We might be able to do it. Going great. Just got here. Going to watch your stream for a little while. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. Nice to see you. Okay, boys. So I think we will just head down here to the Altered Beings quest at the Stagnant Oasis, which is where we just were. And I was gonna say maybe we'll see if Virag the Dervish is up, but we know that's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna completely put that out of my head. We've wasted enough time waiting on that guy. So let's track the quests that we plan on doing. Altered Snapjaw Shells, Stolen Booty, and Stolen Silver. 3 quests that are all yellow to me and all in the same relative area, so it'll be a good haul, decent haul. And yeah. So always trying to keep an eye on the Wailing Caverns quests that I have, because we're trying to accumulate as many of them as possible. I have Smart Drinks, I have Trouble at the Docks, so that's 2, and Deviant Hides is available to me at any time. I just have to go over there to pick it up. So we have 3 Wailing Caverns quests available to us. Right off the bat, that probably makes it worthwhile, but I would like to have 4, if not more. So we're just going to see how many we can pick up here. I think, although I could be mistaken because it's literally been so many years, I think there is a Wailing Caverns quest that's offered in Thunder Bluff. And since we do have the Thunder Bluff flight path, if that's the case, that'll be pretty easy to get. For Virag, you got to keep killing the centaurs until he spawns, or else he doesn't spawn. I know, man. I know that, but you can't see it because I'm a far distance away, but you go over there, there's like 15 people waiting for him to spawn. Currently on my Dwarf Warrior while watching your stream, I am suffering through this for the greater good of being a 60 warrior and destroying everyone. Well, hello, Board Slide. I'm glad to have you here. And, Warrior is definitely very rewarding if you can manage to get him to level 60. Once you get Warrior to level 60, you're pretty much in control, right? Everybody wants you in their group. Oh, this hunter is killing all the Snapjaws. Even Snapjaws are rough to find. Everybody wants you in your group. You will be universally considered the best tank for the entirety of Vanilla WoW over any other class. You will also be, come late game, AQ40 and Naxxramas, the best DPS if you decide to go Fury for raiding. Warrior is king in this expansion, but it is the most frustrating class to level up. So we just stopped through there for our altered snapjaw shells, but there were no altered snapjaws. And since I don't feel like waiting, we're gonna go right over to the stolen booty, to the stolen silver, and start knocking those out. Consumed by Hatred will give us a 3 stam 3 intellect belt, which is a lot better than our gray belt that has no stats. It cons orange to us, but we'll start tracking that one as well. These gore tusks are tough, man. 2 of them will ruin my shit. I know, dude. Even with the tank pet, even with the Warlock toolkit of fear and drain life and health stone, I really struggle if I aggro 3 or more things at the same time. Level 16, if I get 3 level 16 mobs on me, it's gonna be entertaining to say the least, because I might live and I might die, even with the power of the Warlock toolkit behind me. So I'm gonna see if I can drop in on these guys to get this stolen booty quest done. We're coming up from a awkward angle. But that might be to our benefit, because I'm hoping I can just drop right down on the camp where the quest items are. And we'll find out shortly. As you guys can see, there is a lot of competition for these quests. Anything where you have to kill mobs. A named mob is even worse. But anything where you have to kill mobs, regular mobs, they're camped. And it's only going to get worse on the Elysium Fresh Start server. Not to discourage anyone from playing. I hope you guys all play there. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it's something that you have to keep in mind, and you kind of would benefit from making a game plan. Where am I going to quest? When I'm level 20, why am I going to quest here? Because there's probably going to be 500 people in this area. Maybe I should go somewhere else. The bags on the map, it's an add-on, right? Yes, Walter, it's an add-on. It's called Questy. I need to get my UI really squared away before Elysium launches. Oh, I don't need a group, buddy. I really need to get my UI squared away before Elysium launches. But right now, I'm just using the default UI and Questy. Questy's the only add-on that I'm running. You should see Redridge currently. It's even worse for being ganked than retail was. Yep, I believe it. And you know, the thing that makes it kind of hard, right, is the first 20, we'll say 20. The first 20 levels, you really do not have much choice as to what zone you're going to go to level up. When you start getting into the 30s and 40s, there tends to be, you know, I can go to Hinterlands, or I can go to Swamp of Sorrows, or I can go to Searing Gorge. I know that's closer to 50. Most of these places I'm naming are closer to 50, but there becomes so many choices. I can go to Western Plaguelands. I can go to Fellwood, right? I can go to Teneris. I can go to Ungoro Crater. The choice is yours, and there's many, many choices. But at this low level, there's not many choices, so everybody's in the same zone. The zones are very camped. Also, the difficulty of Vanilla WoW, a lot of people will give up before they get to the high levels. And that also... This is the quest? For Theramore Metals? This is like a level 20 quest, but the mobs are only level 15, so I will do this real quick. Why not, right? What's the quest called? The Guns of Northwatch? Oh, it's not just that. I must kill some named mobs as well. Well, maybe we can try to do it. Why not? We're already here. Let's do the Guns of Northwatch. We're really deviating from our initial plan, but so what? guys, speaking of Questy, the questing add-on, if you're playing Vanilla WoW and you're looking into what kind of add-ons you're going to play with, I will caution you that the whole add-on scene is not as developed. It is not as intuitive as it is for retail WoW. There are a lot of great add-ons out there, so please don't misinterpret. There's a lot of great add-ons out there, a lot of great add-on developers, but it's very easy to stumble upon an add-on that you'll download only to find out that it's out of date. That happened to me with Questy. I thought I had the latest version of Questy, and I was using a version that was like many, many years old, was very broken. You may download a lot of add-ons that are broken entirely and don't even work. The best place to check the legitimacy of the add-ons would be, in my opinion, the Nostalrius forums. If you want to play it safe, I'd look for ones that have been well recommended by large groups of people, because there's a lot of jank material out there. A lot of great material too, but you know, there's no cursed gaming for Vanilla WoW where all the add-ons are trusted add-ons. Are we waiting for a mob to spawn here, boys? Theramore Marines are dead. Does a named spawn here? We need 3 named mobs from this whole Northwatch Hold area, right? I believe one spawns here. Oh, they say nope. Oh, here will be a quest. Say here will be a quest. Oh, there's an escort quest that spawns here. So maybe we'll stick with these guys and do the escort quest. May as well. If you guys are just popping in, hello. It's great to have you watching. If you have any questions or you just want to say hi, you can do so in the chat. You already know that. Vanilla is really much about having a group when doing certain quests. Very much so, exactly, if only for the fact that the respawns are so long. Mr. Offine19 says, why don't you wait for 7th January server, fresh server, without any geared level 60? That is exactly what I am doing, mister. This character is just for fun. This is just a test character. I am using this character as a way to refamiliarize myself with the quests, refamiliarize myself with what areas are going to be really camped so I can know to avoid those areas. So this guy is just a refresher. I'm not going to level him up to 60, but I will be joining the fresh start on January 7th. MGK 2020 says, and please like and subscribe. Absolutely. How's it going, MGK? Maybe we can get a few Theramore medals while we're waiting here. So the overall goal today, boys, we want to get to level 18 or 19. I'm level 16. We want to get to level 18 or 19 so that tonight I can do a late night stream of Wailing Caverns. I see, and it makes sense. Yep. There's going to be a lot of fierce competition starting out on January 7th, and anything that will give me a little bit of an edge, that's what I'm looking for to do. Not bad, you. I'm doing great. Had a good morning, good afternoon. I just turned this on about maybe 45 minutes to an hour ago, if that. And getting in a few levels before supper time. feel like I just waste so much time. So we are gonna leave the party. We're not gonna end up doing the escort quest at all. We're just gonna stick with the Guns of Northwatch. So I'm going up top. I think there is a Cannoneer up top. That is one of the 3 named mobs that we need. I probably should know better than to even think I'm gonna be able to do a quest that requires me to kill 3 named mobs. Look at this. All corpses, all dead. I believe the named mob spawns up here. Yep, Captain Fairmount. Ugh, he's level 20. Get close to 100 subs. Yeah, I noticed. I feel really cringy about begging for the subscribers, so I try not to talk about it a lot. Sometimes I get into the mood where I'm just shameless about it, but yeah, I'm getting pretty close. I feel pretty good about it. You can't at 16? I can't what at 16, Mr. Offline? Kill a level 20? I can kill a level 20 at level 16. This is Poongoon. Watch, I'll end up dying now that I talk shit. But I should be able to handle a level 20, no problem. We are sitting in this attic, waiting for, yeah, resists. I know. I just gotta be, I gotta be methodical about how I do it. If he resists too many spells in a row, it's gonna be RIP. But if he only resists about 50% of them, Zoran Poston says, "Is this a good time to get into Legion, or am I just late to the party?" Zoran, I think any time is a good time to get into Legion, honestly. I'll be completely honest with you, Legion is pretty mediocre expansion, in my opinion. If you're really looking at it, I would, give you the nudge and say, go ahead and give it a shot. Try it out. Legion is super, 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 super friendly for returning players. I just dropped off the balcony. Super friendly to returning players. The only thing that you're going to find frustrating is the artifact weapon system. But, I mean, if you like free epics, free shit from previous WoW expansions, World of Warcraft Legion will give you free shit like never before. You will be from level 100, which is where you start off as level 100, to level 110 in full epics in about a week. For me, it was like 4 days. 3 days, really. If you're really casual, it might take you like 10 days, But Legion's easy to jump into. Oh, small lustrous pearl confirmed, boys. We're rich. Still... Alright, we need to clear this room out. I think that captain's gonna spawn soon. I'm gonna need lots of room to fight him, because I'm gonna have to veer him around this whole area. Oh, here we go. Fun, fun, fun. I aggroed more. Oh, we're dead, boys. R.I.P. Oh, no. Alright. We're gonna escape. These people down here have no idea what's about to happen. Maybe I can tag the captain? Help, help. Oh, I'm so dead. I should have kept running. What was I thinking? What was I thinking, boys? I should have just kept running. That was not very smart of me. Yeah, I haven't played since Kata on retail, past jumping from private server to server. Watching this makes me miss playing vanilla back in the day as my lock. R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Mr. Offline, I guess you won the bet, even though I'd say it's not really fair because I aggroed 7 things at the same time. I definitely can kill a level 20, I promise you. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun on this, really. My friend Macho, who, if you guys listen to the stream, he comes in the stream usually every night. My friend Macho was telling me, you know, make sure you don't get too tired of playing, leveling up your Warlock, so that when the 7th comes, you're going to be all burnt out and irritated to level a new Warlock. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case. I'm having a blast, just messing around on this character. And when the 7th comes, I'm going to have a blast doing it all over again. Zoran, this is the first private server I've ever played on, but it doesn't really feel like a private server because everything is so, I guess you could say, authentic, similar to the actual retail WoW in 2004, 2005. Whenever I think of the words private server, I think like a bunch of kids got together and they got the Blizzard source code and they like mash a bunch of weird shit together, so it's kind of like WoW, but it's kind of different. But this is not different. This is not different at all. I've encountered maybe like one moderately annoying bug since I started playing the character, and I'm level 16. The annoying bug that I encountered was there's a weapons crate on the ground, and I went to open it up, and it disappeared, and I got no loot. That's what happened. And I mean, shit like that could happen on the Blizzard server too, right? I don't know whether to just accept my defeat here when it comes to Captain Fairmount, or if I should go back in and give it a shot. I bet you he's dead by now. I bet you somebody killed him. If you guys are just popping in, hello. Glad to have you here. If you like dead Warlocks, please like and subscribe. You'll find me dying very often. That's the problem with vanilla, because you can really get frustrated and tired. I have vanilla because it's very slow and it takes a long time to level up. That was one of my problems when I played. It takes a long time to level up. I agree. I mean, I'm enjoying leveling up, but I want to get through the level up process as fast as possible. I want to be level 60. The whole purpose of me getting on Elysium January 7th, the whole purpose of me doing this is I want to clear Naxxramas. In retail WoW, I only got 5. I'm always confused whether it was 4 or 5. I got 4 or 5 of the Naxx bosses down in live, but then Burning Crusade came out. And when Burning Crusade came out, we never returned to Naxx, obviously, because you're level 70. So my whole goal is to complete Naxx on the Elysium server. That'll probably take like 18 months, if not 2 years, because I don't know how rapidly they're going to release the content. But, whatever. I'm cool with it. I'll have lots of fun till then. The big problem that I had was most of the servers I played on started selling gear and kind of ruined it. Yeah, see, I would never start a character on a server like that. Elite, how's it going, buddy? I was burnt out at level 5. Warrior leveling is bullshit. Back in vanilla, I stopped playing like 3 times before hitting 40 and finally made it to 60 since you actually become a class at 40. That's true. Now in Legion, 110, 100 to 110. I did 100 to 110 in one day, and I was doing 90-minute levels. I was pushing out 90-minute levels. And, okay, so you guys have to understand I was nerding it up, right? Like, I was sitting there. I was like, I'm just going to sit here until I get to 110. I'm going to go hardcore. But I didn't math out accurate, like, efficient questing paths. I didn't min-max or anything. It was just questing. And I was knocking out 90-minute levels, and I got to 110 in one day. I was not optimized whatsoever. Let's invite this rogue to the group. For captain. Auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, heroic strike, auto attack, auto attack. Yep, and it's going to be like that for what, 20, 30 levels? You get whirlwind at level 30, right? And until then you only have like 2 buttons you can push. I had no complaints in vanilla. I never really did either, honestly. I mean, I always complain. It's just, it is what it is. I'll always find something to complain about, but this dude won't accept. There we go, he's in the group. I'll always find something to complain about, but took me 9 days playtime to hit 60 on Nost. Loved every second of it. Hello, Ryan Doss. Yep, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast. This, what I'm doing right here, is gonna be everything. The first 24 hours / played of my character on Elysium will determine how the next 5 days / played goes. Because if I can get ahead of everybody else, it's gonna be smooth sailing. And that's my entire goal, is to get ahead of everybody else. Your favorite troll says, do you complain about trolls? No, not really. If they go overboard, I might. But you in particular are always welcome here. There are 2 kinds of trolls. There's trolls that are a humorous troll, such as yourself, and then there is the flaming homo troll, who has a bone to pick with the world and wants to be obnoxious and ridiculous. Oh, Captain Fairmount confirmed. I told you I could kill it. You didn't believe me? Proof is in the pudding, boys. Captain Fairmount slayed. Without question, I just did that. Alright, now we need to kill Cannoneer Smith. We need to run off these mobs before I die again is what we need to do. Just 2. We can deal with 2. I think we're going to stay grouped up with this rogue. He has the mace from Wailing Caverns. So he's pretty much in charge for the zone. Wow, a level 60 Dwarf Paladin. With tier 2 helmet from Onyxia and tier 1 from Molten Core. You can rend, but it sucks. You can sunder armor, but it doesn't add much. You can slam, but it pauses auto attack. So you pretty much just heroic strike and that's it. What is this guy doing? This guy is clearly very bored. Alright, we've got a mob up here, Cannoneer Smith, something like that. So we're going to head into the tower here. Try to get our kill. So at the end of the day, you can't really do anything until Whirlwind, and that's hardly improvement due to 10-second... I didn't know it was a 10-second cooldown. Still, so it's still like 1 extra button to press per encounter, though. But at level 30, you get that Whirlwind Axe, don't you? That quest axe? That thing's like ridiculous. Until, what's the next one? The one from Heroed, maybe? In Scarlet Monastery? tried to invite this guy to our group. Did you get credit? I hope everyone got credit for that. Ah, nope. I tried to help everybody get credit on that one, but I screwed one guy over. So now all we need is one Theramore medal, and we also need to kill Cannoneer Wessan, who is potentially related to Cannoneer Smythe, whose corpse lays on the ground near us here. I am going to head over to Cannoneer Wessan. Let's see if we can't get him down. I'm not even sure if there's a reason to get Berserker Stance at level if we're doing dungeons. I'm not sure if there would be or not. I think all your tank skills come from battle in defensive stance, right? Alright, boys, we're coming up on Cannoneer Wessan here. This will be the last mob that I need to kill for the Guns of Northwatch. And a mob just spawned. We have 3 Marines on us here, so this will be interesting. Dotting everything up. Voidwalker's being a champ, but he's going to get RIP'd in a second here. I should have had a health stone, boys. Let's see if we can get out of this one. I think we're gonna live. Oh, until I did that. Well, I still think I can live. Oh my goodness. What a disaster. I now have 4 additional mobs on me, in addition to the 3 that I aggroed, bringing the total to 7. But I still have faint hope that I can... Oh my god, what are all these? What are you doing? Okay. I think if I stand right here, I'll be alright. Made it out alive, boys. Teamwork makes the dream work. Couldn't have done it without you. We did it. Oh boy. We have a health stone for next time. Anytime I don't have a health stone, really, I'm just not playing this class properly. I need to have one on the bar at all times. I always feel like it's an inconvenience to cast the spell. Thank you, MGK. It was rough. I think we have to pull these preservers. Let's blow up this preserver because I'm pretty sure it casts healing spells at some point. But you can't heal when I'm dropping the deeps on you. There we go. Yes, if you like living, please like and subscribe. Alright, we're at 10 out of 10 medals, which is a good thing. We only need to kill Cannoneer Wessan. And we're closing in on him now. Was invited to a group, sure. I think this guy's already up at top of the tower. He might already be fighting our mob that we need. Oh boy. Boy just agged. What is it, just 2? Including a preserver. And our rogue friend appeared. Get everybody in the group, come on. There we go. Everyone got cred. Nice. We got everybody credit for the quest, so we did a good deed for the day. Let's go get the stolen silver next. I'm not sure if I can survive this fall, boys. That was not even that bad. My ability to judge fall distance is apparently not very good. Yes, what Leet said, guys, if there is a healer that is going to be rolling on the Fresh Start server, please let us know. You have to be able to be no life. Literally, like not even kind of joking. Please be no life. But we would love to play with you. If you're even mediocre, that's fine. Careful for the raptors at that silver. They are a lot. Thank you, Mr. Offline. I appreciate the heads up. Matt's cool says, why do you sit like that and why do you have your monitor up there? I really don't get it. Because I am not in an optimal situation for what I'm trying to do. It hurts my back to sit like this. It's not really a good idea. I am going to be getting, it's not really a chair, but it's like a half chair that I can put on my bed to support my back. So I'm going to be getting one of those relatively soon. And I like playing on the TV. I like playing on the TV. I have a 52-inch TV. I can't do 1080p. We're doing 720 right now on the stream because that's what I get on this big TV. I also can't play the game at the highest resolutions because of it, but I like having the game on a huge TV. It feels like I'm watching a movie or something. And you know, a purist might argue, you should be playing on an Intel Supreme XG monitor that allows the highest definition, but this is what I think is fun, so. Yes, hit up Lorraine. You can be a healer, but can you play 24 hours on day 1? That's very important. I should add that the added benefit of this is you will probably become famous on Poongoon stream because we'll probably be in voice communication. So not only do you get to heal Poongoon and his friends, but you also get to participate in the stream, but you have to literally be a no-life fuck. So there are advantages and also drawbacks.
That spell isn't ready yet.
I can play 30 hours on day 1. Okay, boys. It's locked in then. So we have Warlock, a Rogue, a Warrior, and then hit up. What healer would you be? What kind of healing class would you be? It literally doesn't matter. I'm just curious. The old Void Walker's going down, boys.
Enough mana.
Jeez.
That spell is still recharging.
Let's use our mana pot to get out of this one. These raptors hit hard. Alright, so we're making our way to the Stolen Silver. Our quest log is starting to look pretty, well, not as good as I thought. We've only accomplished 2 quests. We'll get Sea Dog Britches, though. +4 Spirit. We've completed 2 quests. Stolen Silver will be the 3rd. Then we'll probably look at Altered Beings. I don't know, Shaman maybe, or Priest, 100% not a Druid. Yep, does anyone want to play a DPS in group with us on day 1? I guess we would have 1 spot left for our no life level up group, day 1. We could use a DPS. The stream and play session is going to be a minimum of 24 hours. So you must be able to commit to 24 hours. We're probably going to do Ragefire Chasm and Wailing Caverns. Maybe even another dungeon, depending on how efficiently we're leveling and how far we can get. But you literally have to be in no life fuck because we're going to play the entire time. So we have a rogue, a warlock, a warrior, and a shaman now. MGK says I would, but really shouldn't. Don't do something you shouldn't do. Don't do something you shouldn't do. So what would a good DPS be for our 5th spot? A mage? I'd have to fucking compete with loot with a mage. But a mage could be fun. I have to pack on monsters then. Yep. I'm already gonna go because I go to the gym maybe like 4 times a week, sometimes 5. I literally, this is like no life fuck. I'm gonna get all my gym days done so that when the 7th comes, like I'm all caught up for the week and I don't need to go for like the next 2 or 3 days. And then we're just gonna play the Elysium server for like an obnoxious amount of time. We'll take 10 or 15 minute breaks every 2 hours or so. Yeah, of course. Of course, of course. Strategically planned for flight paths. Maybe we won't take it that far. That's getting a little overboard. If we need to take a break, you can take a break. Tofty Maffrey says, I got exams on 11th and 15th, so feels fucking bad, man. It releases just before that. But you know what, dude? In the long run, there's still going to be plenty of time to play. Plenty of time to play. You're going to miss the initial little fun portion. But there'll still be plenty of time to play afterwards. These altered beings are camped on lockdown. I might check the pool outside of Wailing Caverns. So if that's the case, let's go turn in our ratchet quests first, boys. Is it worth quitting university to No Life Elysium? No, it is not. It is not worth quitting university to No Life Elysium. Could use a melee shaman or hunter not to have to share any gear. Yes, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice what Leet says. If somebody wants to be a melee shaman or a hunter, and you want to play on the Fresh Start when it launches on January 7th, and you can be literally I mean just absolutely a disgusting, smelly human being, because we're going to play for 24 hours, if not upwards to 30, then please let us know. We'd love to have you on the team. Also, I'm headed to Ratchet right now. We're going to complete our 2 quests here. I think both of which gives me some loot that I can equip. Gloves of +3 spirit. And pants with +4 spirit. So we're moving up in the world a little bit. Taking 5 minutes every couple hours lets you stay awake longer. Sitting nonstop for 20 hours is going to wear you out. Yes, that's true. That's very true. I know that for experience. I have done, over the course of the 12 years that I've played this game, I have done many 24-hour playthroughs when I was grinding to High Warlord at level 60 in Vanilla WoW.
Can I assist you?
Did many 24-hour playthroughs, but the worst session that I ever did in one sit down was the week that I went from Warlord to High Warlord. I played for over 72 hours without sleeping. I played for over 72 hours without sleeping because I had to get rank 1 on the server or else I would not be High Warlord, and literally my body was becoming so tired from staying up PvPing for like 20 hours a day that I was like, if I don't make High Warlord this week, I won't be able to continue doing this. So I had to get rank 1 that week. I stayed awake for 72 hours without sleep.
Keep it
If
quick,
not
kid.
more.
I ain't got all day.
And I did get rank 1. And as soon as I got High Warlord, I slept for probably the majority of 2 days.
Hey, how you doing? Keep it real.
I was 15 or 16 years old at the time. I was pretty young. No, probably like 14. It was 2005, so yeah, like 14.
Talk to me.
And guys, we're taking the flight path from Ratchet to Crossroads, and if you enjoy using the flight path, please like and subscribe. If you think that that's an efficient method of travel, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. I'm going to be a hunter, but I'm still going night elf, so I might PvP you guys from the Alliance side. Used to deprive myself of sleep all the time, playing StarCraft 1, week-long sessions constantly. Breaks help a lot with several day-long no-life sessions. I've never found WoW fun enough to play for over 2 days. There's really no point, even in vanilla WoW, when there's so much more grinding as far as reputations and etc. than there is in the current retail WoW. There's really no point in playing the game for 2 days at a time, unless you're going for high PvP ranks. If you're going for high PvP ranks, it's no life. I guess the day 1 of release, that's a time that you could no life to, right? To try to get ahead in levels. Alright, let's complete our stolen silver.
Go forth to victory.
And let us vendor and repair. Tabbing the just a moment, guys, so sorry if you lose a frame or two. MGK, that's pretty funny. I would read what you just wrote, MGK, but I feel that in itself would be the annoyance that you're referring to. I have to limit it to just the right amount.
How may I aid?
Alright, let's repair. We're vendoring everything. Boys, yes, I'm going to vendor literally everything, so don't cringe here, please. We're vendoring our linen, everything, because I'm not sticking with this character all the way to 60. So I just want some backspace right now, guys. I know I could sell some of this shit on an auction house, like this fucking pearl. Oh, this is a BOE chest. Maybe we'll give that to somebody. Maybe we'll give that to somebody, but all this other shit is getting vendored. Requires level 15. Let's see if there is a clothy that is level 15. Here's a level 20. She already has a robe. He already has a robe. Let's find somebody who, Oh. Oh, somebody just gave me something. I was trying to give somebody something and somebody just gave me something. Thank you. Wow, look at that. So our 4 spirit pants are now replaced with 2 spirit pants. Cool. See that? So let's find somebody who's level 15, clothy, that does not yet have a chest piece. That might be impossible, to be honest.
I'm out of range.
'Cause it's looking like just about everybody already has something equipped. And this chest piece is a piece of shit. It just has 7 spirit on it anyways. Let's see who's over here. Some warlocks. Yeah, this is getting vendored. I'm wasting too much time trying to be helpful to somebody.
Roll home.
Alright. So, now we are at a crossroads, so to speak, of what to do next. I'm a little bit more than halfway to level 17. And I can do this Altered Beings quest over here. That'll give me a little bit of XP. We should pick up the Deviant Hides just because we need it for Wailing Caverns later on. And then I guess we can do Consumed by Hatred. I want to get to level 17, and then we're going to take it to the infamous Stone Talon Mountains, boys. That's where we'll be till about 19 when we come back here for Wailing Caverns. When we were working on Mother Shiraz in Black Temple, I farmed all of our Shadow Resist gear in a 40-hour farming session. Good times. That is insane. That is crazy. Ugh, if I'm going to be tanking level, I want to go Tauren, but if I'm going Fury at 60, basically I need to be an Orc. Feels bad, man. I think, honestly... Oh, Altered Beings is a pre-quest for Wailing Caverns. That is the most amazing thing I've been told today, because... Yeah, so now I need to make sure I get this done, because I want all these Wailing Caverns quests. The one with the gems and the blue staff. Oh, shit. And that's the staff we want, too. Thank you very much, Hit Up Lorraine. Okay. And as far as what you were saying, Leet, I know you are a bit of a mathematician and a bit of a min-maxer, but I think you should go Tauren, because Taurens are fucking cool looking. Taurens are also very underrepresented. And if you do both, which, let's be honest, at some point you will end up doing both, right? Tanking and DPS. You'll get a stamina bonus for tanking. That weapon skill kind of is clutch for DPS too, though, isn't it? This axe specialization. And Blood Fury too. Yeah, I don't know, man. Look at all these turtles. Way more than in the other lake. What's going on, Love Life? Glad to see you here.
That smoke isn't ready yet.
There's one shell. We need 7 more. Yes, hit up Lorraine. What Leet said is true. We are going to be leveling up in Mulgore. So whatever, that's good. It's important to note that. So whatever race you're picking, yeah, we're heading to Mulgore to level. Axe Racial is godlike for DPS though, yeah, see that's the thing. And the Blood Fury as well. Do Tauren get any form of DPS boost through their racials? I know you get 5% health, which is like kind of sort of a lot in War Stomp, but both of the weapons you want in BWL are axes, yeah.
I can't cast that yet.
Alright guys, we're just trying to gather up these Snapjaw shells. I've been informed that this is a pre-quest for a Wailing Caverns quest. So we definitely are not leaving until this is finished. Because the entire goal of the day today is to do some leveling up here in the afternoon. And in the evening, we will be finishing up leveling up, getting up to par for Wailing Caverns, and running the Wailing Caverns. That is the final goal of the day today. And maybe land around level 20. That sounds about right. Sorry I couldn't come to the other streams. Don't feel sorry, Love Life. That's quite alright. The class weapon in AQ40 is an axe for warriors. Is that true? I mean, that's kind of, it seems like they're just putting it right in your lap there. If you're an orc, everything lines up nicely for you. That's why so many people go after those Edgemaster's Gauntlets, even though they're like a level 40 male epic. Because Edgemaster's Gauntlets has weapon skill. Is it? I forgot to pay my Wi-Fi. Well, I hope you have it paid up now. Those of you watching, maybe you just tuned in. I'm glad to have you here. We are just messing around on Nostalrius. This character is by no means one that I am becoming attached to. It's just a practice character so that I can refamiliarize myself with certain quests for when Elysium comes out on January 7th. Bandit says Orc is best race. I mean, I'm an Orc. The stun resist is for PvP. Orc really, I mean, for Fury Warrior, Orc has got to be the only way to go. I forgot about the stun resist too. That's like literally 50% of the reason why I'm Orc. What is your opinion about Enhancement Chamois in vanilla? It's pretty bad. I played Enhancement Shaman through 99% of vanilla, and I had a blast. But the damage that you will do in raids is dismal. Pathetic. But it is fun to play. Very fun to play. You can one-shot people in PvP if you get lucky with procs as an Enhancement Shaman. Not hardcore. My answer is always play what you want. And that's exactly right. I think a lot of times I look at things through a different perspective. I wouldn't say I'm 125% min-maxer mentality where I will only pick the best race, I will only pick the best class. if that's the truth, I wouldn't be an Orc Warlock, right? Because I like to think that I'm going to surprise some people when it comes raid time and top some damage meters, because I'm good at WoW, decent at WoW, and I do my research. But if I wanted to top meters more consistently, I'd roll a rogue for vanilla, or I'd roll a mage as vanilla. So or a fury warrior. So I'm not necessarily all about min-maxing, but I do look at things through a certain amount of min-maxing. For example, you will not see me playing a hunter, because for a pure DPS class in vanilla, hunter does not do as much damage as the others. Hunter lags behind for the entirety of the expansion, and for me that's not fun. I want to be at least competitive. Ideally, I'd like to be more than competitive, but so the lag behind for me is not much fun. But be whatever you want to be, honestly. If you want to be a boomy, if you want to be a shadow priest will get raid slots. We had a little bit of a debate about that yesterday. Enhancement shaman, be whatever you want to be. That's the real problem in vanilla. There's only around 7 or 8 class spec gear combinations that are fully fleshed out, and that's pretty much exactly. My main is a priest, but in Wrath of the Lich King here, priest looks really boring. Shadow Priest is fun in PvP. Shadow Priest can get into raids, but you have to be careful because raid spots for Shadow Priests will be limited. And as far as healing as a priest is concerned, I believe you'd find a group wherever you want to go. But healers are always in demand, even, you know, shaman healers. I think shaman healers are kind of the, maybe less desirable healer in vanilla WoW. But for raids, they're amazing because you just spam chain heal. The thing about Hunter is they can get top DPS, it's just that their rotation is super complicated. See, I did not know that hit up. There was a guy on Chronos who topped DPS meters as a Hunter. I believe that. There were so many Snapjaws here when we first arrived, boys, and now there is just not very many. Can't stop the time cop. I would start looking right now if you want to play a Shadow Priest. Yeah, definitely. If you're trying to do anything unorthodox, if you're just doing it for fun, then, you know, just do your own thing. But if you're trying to do something unorthodox and you're really being like, I want to be an enhancement shaman and raid Naxxramas, well, I don't want to discourage you, but you really would start to need to read up and know exactly what it is that you're going to be doing, because you're going to need every advantage that you can get to be able to tell somebody, hey, you know, I'm well-read, I have all my proper enchants, right, min-maxing my gear, and please give me a shot in your guild. You might be considered. But you're really going to have to put in that extra effort. And, I mean, maybe that's enticing to you, right? That you want to be a boomy and get into raids when it's kind of hard to do so. Go for it. I'm not sure that's true if your rogues and fury warriors know what they're doing in all tiers, and mages and BWL+. Hunters just don't have the scaling. That's what I've read. That's what I've read. That's exactly what I've read. They just can't keep up. I think potentially they shine for a moment in AQ40. I think there's some kind of weapon that they can get, but I don't know. Everything that I've just read is in passing, so. But I definitely know if your prime directive is, I want to top the damage charts, you don't pick Hunter. can typically find a raid spot as a hunter, though, because you have Trank Shot, and it is required, or else the boss encounters become impossible. Why did I go into this fight with no mana?
That spell isn't ready yet. Not enough mana. That spell isn't ready yet. And still recharging.
Thankfully, this guy is only level 13. If he was much higher, I would have been in trouble. Alright, hopefully a shell. Yep, quest complete. Let's drink up here. Should we pick up Deviant Hides while we're here? I mean, they can be done at any time, but I suppose we'll just stop by and pick it up. Tabbing the stream moment, guys. Just hang tight with me. And now we're back. A druid who is top 5 DPS is much cooler than a warrior or rogue at number 1. That's the exact thing. That can be a lot of fun. I mean, it can be really rewarding to be doing something unorthodox. And all of these hybrid DPS classes, Boomkin, I don't know about Retribution Paladin, but I assume so. Enhancement Shaman, Shadow Priest, they provide useful raid buffs. They provide useful raid buffs. People are going to want you to be in their group, not like, I mean like in their actual group, because they're group-wide buffs in most cases. And if you can prove that you can do some good damage, I think people would love to have you. But, you know, you might be the one Boomkin in the raid. There definitely isn't going to be, you know, 4 Boomies in a raid that's highly successful. And then, of course, somebody can probably prove me wrong, a rare example, but for the most part. We are currently trying to scale a mountain to get in the top portion so that we can pick up the Deviant Hides quest. And I will let you guys know, just a little forewarning here, that probably within the next couple minutes, maybe a half hour or so, I'm going to be stopping the stream. I'm going to get some supper and spend some time with my family for the evening. But later on tonight, I will be coming back on with the stream to level up some more, to run Wailing Caverns. And if you guys liked hanging out, I'd love to have you back. Alright, so we need to land in this eyeball here, boys. Is this the right one? I think if I pick the wrong eyeball, I'm screwed. That eyeball has nothing. This eyeball has a path. This is the one. 2 quests. Deviant Eradication. So that brings us up to 3. Deviant Hides for the 10 slot bag brings us up to 4. So we now have 4 Wailing Caverns quests, including one that we're about to turn in, Altered Beings. MGK says, are you guys playing anything over on the other stream? Yes, I think we're going to play a board game tonight, although don't quote me on that. I think we're going to play a board game tonight, and then after that, I'll be coming back on here. The thing is, by Nax, if you're a Fury Warrior and your guild stacks buffs, which they will because Nax, no one will be able to touch you on a patchwork encounter, so you have a lot of wiggle room on melee unfriendly encounters. Yes, absolutely. Alright, so we're going to turn in Altered Beings here. We're going to open these clams. Why not? Wow, clam meat. Thanks, Blizzard. Obviously a board game, lol. That is what we play. Alright, so we'll cash this one in. We're still gonna be short of 17. We might could do this quest to kill Serena Bloodfeather. And get her head. It's a red quest, but I know... No, it's orange. We could do that. Poongoon loves clam. Oh boy. After you turn in altered beings, accept Hamel Rune Totem. Got you. Thank you very much for the advice.
The winds guide you. Ancestors watch.
Hamel Rune Totem.
Go in peace.
Mura Rune Totem into Sepulture. I'll pick that up just because just to have it in my bag in case the 1% chance I end up in the Sepulture, but it ain't gonna happen, folks. But I guess it would just be good to hold on to. I can delete it at any time, right? So
What do you need?
okay, let's vendor all this stuff. We should buy some more ice cold milk.
I have just the thing for you.
And then I guess we will head up here to do the Serena Bloodfeather quest. So let's get to it. I'm hoping that that will take me to level 17. Don't oh boy me, you picked the name, that's true. I knew what I was getting into when I chose it. I could see something being figured out to make hunters capable of competing in that time. Druids not as much because their tier gears don't help damage, so they only have offset pieces to work with. Yeah. Yeah, the discrepancy really opens up biggest when it comes to Nax. It's when everybody is getting to their final capabilities, if you will, gear-wise. And Fury Warriors, you know, the better stats you have, your damage goes up exponentially in relation to other classes. And they just start to really just dominate in Nax. By the time they get to Kel'Thuzad, I'm sure it's like crazy, right? Because you're like fully Nax geared. I feel that your quest progression efficiency has been pretty poor. It really has been, MGK. I just noticed that lately. I have not been bunching up the quests in the way that I should to be most efficient. Consumed by hatred, altered beings, stolen silver. I could have swooped through and done all these at the same time. That's probably what I should have done. This quest chain right here, the Harpy quest chain that I'm doing, it's terribly inefficient because it sends you to the same location 3 times, one after another, and there's nothing else out here. There's no other quests in this little area. Initially, there's quests here at this Forgotten Pools that we've already completed, and after that, it's just this little corner of Harpies. Not really worth the run out here. By the time you reach KT, the top 5 will be mages rolling ignites. What's up, Poon? How's it going, Inferno Blitz? Good to see you. It's not just scaling better with gear, it's scaling better with buffs. True. Alright. Let's track our quest here. We want to get Serena's head. Serena is going to be level 20. We are level 16, so we just have to make sure that we don't aggro any additional mobs when we make the pull. We have still not trained our level 16 spells at all, by the way. So we are running on level 14 and below spells. The only reason why I'm really picking my time to come out here is because I want to be level 17 bad, because once I get level 17, we're going to start going into the Stone Talon Mountains. It's definitely not efficient for me to come out here. I probably should be down here, swooping up these last bit of quests. But we're just making a quick detour to do this. And, yeah, then we'll be level 17. Inferno Blitz says, what are you currently trying to do? I'm trying to level up my character to level 18 or 19. And that will allow me to do Wailing Caverns tonight. Are you streaming Trove today? I don't think I will be. I'm sorry to tell you. I know I haven't streamed it yesterday, and I probably won't be streaming it today. But I promise you I will be streaming Trove again. Honestly, I really will stream it again. We'll mess around in the club world or something. I just kind of been doing this for a little bit. Not aggroing additional mobs should be no trouble. You've done such a great job every time so far. Yeah, well, you know what, buddy? It's not as easy as it looks. Alright, Serena Bloodfeather is supposedly back here somewhere. We are CC'd by Enveloping Winds. Thanks, Blizzard. Alright. Serena Bloodfeather. I might need to group up with these people for this. Not to kill it, but to get the tag. Serena Bloodfeather is dead currently. Certainly not alive. So we'll need to wait for the respawn on this one. You make it look impossible. Let's invite this guy here. And I asked him if he needs Serena Bloodfeather. Oh, he says I'm doing rings. Say okay. Never mind. Then take care. He's not on the same quest as us. So she's got to spawn under this tree, right? This is like the Harpy tree base location. Oh, confirmed. Serena Bloodfeather confirmed. Level 20 versus level 16 action. Can I pull this off? That's the fear. Very clutch. Look at the intense DPS being produced. Serena Bloodfeather is not long for this world. R.I.P. I accepted this guy's invite. Oh, he got it. Nice. There we go. So, that's done, and we'll get a not so useful reward for that. Let's Hearth to Orc. We're going to Hearth to Orc. We're going to train our level 16 skills. We're going to look and see just how useful they are, because I don't know what I learned at level 16. While we are finished here, we will fly to the crossroads to turn in Serena Bloodfeather. I don't think it will put us up to level 16 or 17, I apologize, but we'll be really close to level 17, and I'll just say screw it, and we can go to Stone Talon Mountain, since we will be level 17 in like one bubble or less at that point. Stone Talon Mountain, it has been so long since I quested out the zone. I only believe I've ever quested out the zone once on any character ever, you know, pre-Kata. So I really remember next to nothing about what quests are available there. So this will be useful to do. So let's go train real quick. By the way, Poongoon, when we're playing, tell me what quests to pick up and what mobs to kill, because I'm just going to be watching videos and auto-attacking until we start dungeons. Okay, will do. Returning the Lost Satchel. Take the Grim Totem Satchel to Thunder Bluff. We're going to be going to Thunder Bluff at some point, so we should pick that up. Okay, Life Tap rank 2. Yeah, we want that. Unending Breath, useless. Okay, so you guys can see I've just trained basically nothing. Basically nothing. I got rank 2 of Life Tap, which is great. But I did not need to train at level 16. I could have stayed out in the field longer. Grimoire of Sacrifice. Teaches the Warlock Sacrifice. The Voidwalker. Sacrifices your Voidwalker to give the owner a shield. Yeah. What is that key bound to? Nothing. We need to make sure that's key bound. Alright guys, hello Hellaberg. How's it going? Alright everybody, so it's about supper time for me. I'm going to call it here. When I pick back up, I'll be flying into the crossroads. We'll be going to Stone Talon Mountain to do some quests. Fly to Thunder Bluff to get the quest for Wailing Caverns. Yes, I will do that first, actually. We'll do all of those things. We'll visit Crossroads, we'll visit Thunder Bluff. Then we will start questing out the Stone Talon Mountains, getting our level up, getting ready for Wailing Caverns. Probably will be on, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11 EST, if you guys are interested in picking back up. I thank all you guys for hanging out here. Hella, do you need to train abilities in Legion? You're not a noob, don't feel bad. You do not need to train abilities in Legion. Blizzard just gives them to you for free. Guys, if you liked, please like and subscribe. I know it sounds so stupid when you hear people say that, but it does help the channel, and I want to make a really cool channel. And take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.